人メジャーリーガーの大活躍が毎日ニュースで流れ、朝が楽しみな日が続いていますが、そんな中で、MVP レースや新人賞の話題について詳しく解説している番組がありましたのでそちらの翻訳をお届けします。それではご覧ください。
Robert's over here jamming.
Yes! You're either into what I'm saying or you are over it. JP Morosi is up for the Tatsumova Showcase game in the Bronx at 5 p.m. Eastern Time tonight.
Yep.
First
Big
pitch.
game, guys. Big game.
We're driving in together.
Hey, that's
Is
nice.
he driving or
Can
is
we
you
stop
driving?
at CBS so I could get Xanax now? Because you're
You're going to be good. I promise. You're all set.
You and Bob Costas, JP Morosi on the sidelines. The AL MVP will come from the New York Yankees. Are you into that? Hitting coach, or are you over it? Juan Soto leads the American League in on-base, OPS, and RBI, not walks, by the way, which is crazy to think about. Into or over it?
I'm very into that. I mean, Juan Soto, the way he's playing has been incredible, and don't sleep on Judgy, because he's coming, and when he comes big time with some absolute rockets, and he'll get going.
Into it or over it?
I am into it. I believe it'll be a Yankee winning it. Soto the leader. But I will say this, having been an MVP voter in the past, when you have a shortstop with numbers like Gunnar Henderson, it is hard to not vote for an up-the-middle, dynamic defensive player.
And Bobby Witt Jr., too.
He leads the American League.
Jr.'s
I'm very much
big
into
numbers.
this. I'm very much into it. Lauren, what's the stat about the MVPs and shortstops?
Oh, it hasn't happened since Jimmy Rollins in 2007.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
But for me, we need to, in my opinion, shortstops, catchers, there's a special defensive value there.
Bobby Witt Jr. leads the American League in WAR, which I'm over, by the way.
Yeah, no one understands it.
I'm over
Until
it.
someone can
Doesn't make
are
sense.
you on the skybox and net it out for me, scam stat.
Over WAR.
War is. It is.
Are you into
We
it?
had Joey Gallo even with Freddie Freeman last week.
Are you into it?
Get out of here. I'm
For the Yankees,
I'm into it, and I
Okay.
think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Aaron Judge. I really do.
Okay.
The Blue Jays. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like living in the negative. The Blue Jays will miss the postseason. Sean Casey, we're just diving in on the Blue Jays numbers in the commercial break. Are you into it or over it?
I'm into it. I believe the Jays will miss the postseason. To me, clearly, the top two teams in the East, Orioles, Yankees. And I'll say this might surprise you in the midst of this conversation. I believe two AL Central teams are going to get in. I like the Mariners and Rangers to make it out west, and I think there'll be two Central teams in the Midwest making it to the dance.
Right now, it's 3
I'm into it.
from the Central.
Yeah, there's something missing with Toronto because their stars they're not hitting. So at some point, Bo's going to get going and Vlad's going to get going. They pitch too good, but there's something off.
I don't.
And they're in a division where you can't allow it to be off.
I don't like to do a disservice to professional athletes, guys that are grinding, and I don't want to doubt them. But as we sit right now, I could definitely see them not making the postseason.
Okay,
but
Blue Jays.
maybe they can turn it around.
They can certainly turn it around. There's a way for them, only the division winner in the AL Central, to get in.
The AL East is
a bear.
tough gauntlet.
Yes, it
Blue
is.
Jays only 4.5 games of that final wild card spot in the American League. The National League Rookie of the Year will have been a guest on MLB Central. We interviewed Shota Imanaga the other day, and Jared Jones just yesterday. Robert, are you into this or over?
Yeah, I'm into it. Has it been a while since a pitcher has won Rookie of the Year? I know Fernando did.
2014, Jacob deGrom.
Okay, so about a decade. So yeah, but I'm into it, sure.
I am into it. Shota Imanaga right now, the Cubs sent along this research to me yesterday. He has basically the best start to a career for any starting pitcher since Fernando Valenzuela.
Wow.
In 1981.
Fernando made
that
on the mound.
Right.
Giving a boom.
Right.
I'm into it as well. I'm going to stay with it, although Yamamoto, you take out that soul game.
He's been excellent.
He's been pretty nasty.
And he's right there.
I'm into it, too.
Okay.
Managa, guy's special.
Only one team from the National League West will make the postseason. The Dodgers are the only National League West team with a record above 500.
I'm over this one. I've been a big believer in the San Diego Padres. I don't think anyone catches the Dodgers, but I could see the Padres have a lot of talent on that.
Diamondbacks are gonna
Dylan
have something to
Cease,
say.
the Diamondbacks, yeah. So I'm over this one.
I mean, it's a cluster. The Padres are tied for that final wild card
I'm
spot.
over this because I think the NL Central is going to have whoever wins the division, and that's it.
Yep.
I like the Cubs to win that division right now by the way they're playing. And I do believe, I am also over this, the Padres find a way to make it to the dance with Arias, Dylan Cease, and all these.
I think the Padres are going to make a run here soon, like a nice,
Dylan Cease.
Real nice.
I can't wait to the trade deadline. I mean, they could get Pete Alonso for all we know.
Why not?
That be something.
Why not? One more infielder.
Preller has one eye open every day.
What's one of their deeds to the minor leagues? Where do they play at? I don't even know. Hey, Vidalia, where? Take the whole team.
After this show, you're going to be on MLB Now. Is that correct? Mad Dog will be able to interview D-Row without sneezing. If you don't know what I mean,
Saw this yesterday.
check it out.
Brian, at the end of the day, he's going to want to pitch. He's going to go back on the mound. You'll give up. Excuse me, got to sneeze. Bad. Nope.
Whoa.
Bad
Bless you,
allergies
dog.
for me.
Mad Dog, you
Bless
gotta
you,
be
dog.
better. You gotta be better. Take your fingers, go like this as soon as it starts to hit.
Really?
Bam, locks it down.
Oh, look at a light.
Locks it down. You just take it, boom. You
Look
gotta
at the
shake
light.
your nose.
Wait a
It's
minute.
over, Johnny.
Is this right there with the onions and the socks?
That's
being-
11.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Also, you
can
can also put your tongue on your roof of your mouth.
Wow.
Come
And
on,
also,
that doesn't work.
Also,
Does
by
that
the
work?
way,
Well, it's either your tongue or someone else's tongue. I don't know.
by the way,
There's a tongue involved. There's a tongue involved.
the Mad Dog
Involved? I'm in.
sneezing into the palms.
You guys are a bunch of animals.
Late night Lamont.
Late Night Lamont.
You know, this is honestly, this is the beauty of this show. The skybox is unmatched. And we get to, honestly, sometimes it's the stars, the Otanis and the Bryce Harpers of the world. But I love Eric Nay's researcher to the stars will always present a manifesto on some guy. Like, honestly, he comes up to me, he's like, Late Night Lamont. I'm like, let's do it. Ryan Jeffords, let's do it. Let's give these guys love. There's a lot of guys who are carving out nice careers in the big leagues and do it all a little bit differently. So let's dive in on Late Night Lamont and give him some flowers, because I think when we put some of these boards up, people are not going to realize how productive he's been in that San Francisco Giants lineup, like Lauren said, for the last couple of years. This is a 9th-round pick out of the University of Maryland. Pause this real quick. By the Twins, and then kind of an under-the-radar trade. He makes his way over to the Giants and then slowly starts to put his career together. And now you can argue he's their best offensive player in this lineup. Certainly the numbers support that. And I just want to take you to last night. 4-0, top second. Pete Lambert on the mound. Little change-up down and away. Run it. Doesn't try and do too much, and that's going to be the theme of what he's doing. He's not trying to do too much. Very simple move to the baseball. Run that back for me real quick. Case, if you see anything, he is not reaching back. Pause it. What I see is not a guy who's looking to launch. He's not trying to get his A swing off. He knows where the sweet spot of the strike zone is, and he's just trying to manipulate the ball with bullets back up the middle.
Yeah, I agree. Everything's really, really simple. Not a big load with his hands, too.
Nothing.
He's throwing more of a jab than a blow. Big
Boom. Run it. That's a good analogy right there. Just throwing a jab instead of a haymaker.
And that's why he's able to have good contact control.
Pause this. Bring up the first board, the OBP leaders. On-base percentage leaders this season, minimum 100 plate appearances. Uh-oh.
Wow. That's like Barry Bonds.
Did you know that?
Those are Barry Bonds numbers, actually.
It's crazy because,
I did not know that.
because if you really, and I wouldn't let Nays do it, he wanted to do a side-by-side with Soto. I said, we're not doing that. But just because of the power production,
Yeah.
but the at-bat quality is on par with Soto as far as like controlling the zone, chase rate, you know, all that stuff. Hot change me to the next one.
Hot change.
Yeah. See that? Highest on-base percentage through the first 36 games of a season since 2011.
Wow.
David Wright, 5'10" in 2012. Joey Bats, Harp, Soto, Lamont Wade Jr. So this guy is controlling every time he goes to the plate. And reading some articles on him, he always talks about, I feel like the strike zone is so condensed and I understand it so well that even when I go down 0-2, I still feel like I have a chance to get right back in the count, where I felt like 0-2 back in our time. I was dead. It was pretty much all she wrote, right?
Hey, there's nothing better than having confidence when you get hit with 2 strikes.
Run this real quick. He knows he's got a hole up and away, and he has done his best to not hack at it. I mean, a lot of these pitches, a lot of guys in today's game of north-south, upper half, high velocity, they're fishing at that pitch up there, and he's not doing it. So last night, I want to take you through this AB. Change up, middle of the plate, nasty pitch right there, fading away. Same thing again, paint pellet away. He's down 0-2. I'm like, this AB's over. No. He knows exactly what he's doing. How do you take that right there? You just swung at it first pitch. And now he's back to a 3-2 count. And he's not sure if this is a strike. By the way, that doesn't, run that back for me real quick, because I see this a lot, and I don't know if it's good job by umpire or bad job by umpire, because when you're trying to execute a pitch out there and you miss by a good foot and you're still getting a call, even though I know it's clipping.
It's probably, I think it's good umpiring because
that's good umpiring.
They know the zone. They know the zone.
All right, we'll let them have it. So pause this real quick and bring up the lowest chase rate. Lowest chase percentage, minimum 1,000 out of the zone pitches. Edward Julian leads the league, and you got Lamont Wade Jr. there. So he's what is a common theme here. He's controlling every AB. He's never out of it, and he only swings at stuff in the heart of the zone.
And I love that he knows who he is, too. I mean, this guy's going to control the zone, put together good at-bats, make the pitcher work, put the ball in play, not chase much. Put good at-bats for that line. When Bo Mel puts him in, he says, okay, we know what we're getting from him.
We're going to lead you off, and we're going to let you do your thing and get the boys rolling. Run this. Middle of the plate, like Casey said, jab you all day long. Left on left, 95. Shoot it the other way. Zach Wheeler, little backdoor cutter. Middle of the plate, bullet. Nola, middle, 91. Again, these are pitches that if he wanted to get loose on and maybe get a high leg kick or lean on something. So pause this. Give me the sweet spot board. Highest sweet spot percentage board. All right, this is swinging at balls in the middle of the plate with between an 8 and a 32-degree launch angle. It's like basically a perfect pass at a baseball.
Wow.
Wow, that's a
Lamont Wade Jr.
Look at Josh Rojas.
Yeah.
Been good.
Seattle.
I love
Willie
that.
Castro.
Okay, Willie.
There's some guys having some good seasons. And then the one thing I want to give him love for, and the reason he's got the late night Lamont tag, is he's clutch late in games.
Right.
It's not because he hits the streets. I don't know if he hits the streets.
Not confirmed.
I'm not privy to that. But I know he gets big knocks late. 1-2, here he is. Coming through with a walk-off, and it's time and time again. You want this guy up. This is what I say to everybody.
Oh.
He's the last guy you want up in the ninth inning.
He's the guy you
Give me the punch guy.
He's the guy you don't want to face in the ninth. This is not the guy you want to see with traffic on the bases
Class
with a
A.
chance to lose the game. I mean, that ball's a 101-mile-an-hour cutter. He gets inside it, lines it back up the middle, soft liner. Bam, there's your game winner. I'm sure the closers do not want to see Lamont Wade at the end of the game.
Look at this. Stats with 2 outs, runners in scoring position. On base 16th, slug 13th, weighted runs created plus 12.
Also,
just a pro hitter.
And also, too, when he does swing at that first pitch, he's swinging at like a 420 clip. I mean, he's also ready to go when it is an 0-0 count.
Did you swing 0-0?
I didn't swing 0-0 a lot. I did, not my first at bat, but yeah, late, second, third, fourth at bat.
Would you swing 3-0?
Dude, I swung 3-0 one time in my career. I wish I could go back and swing 3-0 more.
You would have done it more.
Yes. Nothing worse than, hey, I'm not swinging here, and just boom, right down Broadway.
I tell my 14-year-old team, know the game, but if you're in a 3-0 count and you're feeling frisky,
especially your 3-5 hitters, take a rip.
What are you doing?
Hey, don't
Did you swing 3-0, Robert?
いかがでしたか？このままの好調を維持して、MVP やサイ・ヤング賞を獲得してほしいですね。このチャンネルは日本人メジャー選手に対する海外のインタビューなどの翻訳動画をご紹介いたします。ぜひ、チャンネル登録高評価よろしくお願いいたします。